That's the problem.
Price is too cheap.
The price is too reasonable.
But people are telling me they can't afford it.
Here's what I mean. Everything about your marketing and sales, they're too reasonable. You're too much in your head. But what you're selling is unreasonable. The transformation that you are providing to your clients is unreasonable. You just said that the science is limiting in many ways. So why not be unreasonable? Because your reason is saying that people can afford it. And yet you have people paying 20, 50, 100K to work with wizards and help them heal and transform. If you're a healer struggling to market and sell your services, if you're getting people telling you all the time that they want to do it, but they simply can't afford it, I got you. Here's the thing. You don't need more marketing and sales coaching. In fact, you just need to make one small shift, one small tweak in your mindset that will literally change everything for you. If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Bogdan. I've created the Warrior Shaman System. I've helped coaches, consultants, healers, multimillionaires grow their businesses by amplifying their mindset and through personalized business strategies. Now, in this recorded coaching session, you will find the one shift, the one perspective that if you make effectively, it will completely transform your marketing, your sales, and you can start charging premium prices for your services. Why? Because your services are extremely important to the world and to the development of the world. So enjoy listening to this conversation or watching this video, and let me know in the comments what were your most valuable insights. You need to touch both the head and the heart in your marketing. Usually the barrier sits in the head, so you have to address the head first, or rather um touch the it depends, right? It's not necessarily that you need to address the head first, but you need to touch both. For example, solicit an emotion first, right? So have more freedom, or have improve your health, or be free of thyroid symptoms. You know those better than myself. With my step-by-step system process, that's touching the head, right? But the beauty is that in in your marketing, people don't really care that much. You don't need to dive that deeply into what the actual system is. Marketing is benefits. Like, what are you going to get? What is the feeling? Like, that's kind of the distinction. If you think you're selling a system, you're not. You're selling a feeling. So the more you talk about that feeling of freedom, that feeling of health, that feeling of you know stability, maybe, that they're looking for, the more attracted they will be. And just mention the mechanism, right? We do a few we work on your health by using NLP, EFT, or whatever that may be. You know what I mean? But it's this balance between, am I touching both the head and the heart? Because a lot of coaches, what do they talk about a lot about the heart, right? Oh, you're gonna feel this and it's gonna be amazing. Or they talk about the mechanism and forget to talk about the benefits, the end, the transformation, right? So maybe this will give you a bit more freedom to play. People don't give a fuck how they get there, as long as it's. Say again?
They just want the result.
Yeah. They care about how, like, how clear can you present the result, and how much can you present evidence that they can do it. That's really the only main objection, the only sales objection. Like, good for you, good for your clients that they did it, but I'm not sure this is gonna work for me. This is making sense.
Mm-hmm.
What's coming up for you so far?
It makes sense to me. It's still the how for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The how,
Actually.
the
And that's
how.
a limiting belief for me is that I feel that I'm not good at language, or like, this is why I don't post often on Instagram. Like, I probably post once a month. I get in my story every day, but to posting, to get the right language to write it, I'm like,
Okay.
It'll take me all day, maybe a day and a half, to write a whole post.
Write this one down, please. The how comes from the who. It's not about, my work is not about, of course, I can give you suggestions in terms of the how, but it's worthless unless you're being your full, powerful self. And that's really what's happening. You're afraid to be that, to say to the world, this is who I am, take it or fucking leave it.
I've just had two different friends say that to me today. They're like, Bronte, you're not like everybody else. But when you show up, it's like you're putting a lid on who you are to try to be like everybody else, so that you're accepted by everybody else. And that's probably why I'm not attracting people in, because I'm not being authentically me. I'm left of the middle. I am very woo-woo. I don't follow the science. I actually don't fucking believe in the science. The science is very limiting for people. It's fear-based. It's pushing you back towards big pharma, which I fucking want to move people away from, right? So, yeah, I'd love to get on there and talk all the controversial stuff. Obviously, I wouldn't talk about the jibby jab, because most of my clients are jabbed, and it would just evoke more fear in them, which would not be helpful. But yeah, I'm all about, like, when people are working with me, I'm about supporting them to step back into their power, to know who the fuck they are, without this stupid label of I have a thyroid autoimmune, or I have anxiety, or I have PMS, or diabetes, or whatever, these fucking labels. It's like, no, there's an imbalance, because your mind, body, and spirit are not in alignment. I should have recorded that for my Instagram.
Exactly. So you see what I mean in terms of, oh, I don't have the language. What the fuck are you talking about? You just flowed with the language. You see what I mean? The language is there. You're not there. You just allowed it to flow for 2 minutes, and the how just came through. You know what I mean? So what's the label? What's the label you're holding on to?
I feel like I've always felt like an imposter. You know? And, you know, people say that comes from caring so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this, a perfectionism, or it's a question of my own enoughness.
So let's call a spade a spade. Imposter syndrome, perfectionism, they're all different flavors of fear. Right? But just because they're there, it doesn't mean they're bad. Nothing has inherent meaning, but you've used imposter syndrome, fear, and perfectionism to perfect yourself. That's why you studied so many different things, EFT, NLP. You could have used any of them to produce transformations, right? But you went deep and you learned so much, you expanded yourself so much. They served you deeply. in becoming a force of transformation. They're powerful weapons, and now it's just time to direct them towards marketing and sales. They're not your weaknesses, they're your assets.
The perfectionism, you mean, and the imposter are assets.
Yeah. Would you have studied so much if you didn't have them?
Maybe not, or maybe, I don't know, like, because the study was also to help me as well.
Yeah,
so
of course.
Kind of my own unraveling of what needed to be witnessed within inside my own self.
What I'm saying is that you're never going to be free of fear. You're never going to be free of imposter syndrome. You're never going to be free of perfectionism. So instead of fighting them, right? Instead of fighting them, why not just use them and make them your friends? Imposter syndrome is not this energy telling you you're not enough. Imposter syndrome is, hey, you have these holes in your skills. Maybe it's time to take a better look at those holes. But because of our negative filter, that not enoughness, right? That feeling comes in the body, and then we interpret it in our head because of, the filter I mentioned, of more evidence that you're not good enough. But you remove that filter and it's just a friend telling you, hey, you just need to work on this skill. You just need to let go of this label that you've been holding on to and be more of you and be unapologetically you. Say what you believe in. You know what I mean? What are you charging for your services?
Just writing that down. Initial consult is $250. My 12-week program is $1,555. The first 4 weeks of that program is $500. And I have a group program that's 10 weeks. That's $888. So all very reasonable prices.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Who did my 12-week
That's
program.
wait. Slow down. That's the problem.
The price is too cheap. People say they can't
price,
afford it.
The price is too reasonable.
But people are telling me they can't afford it.
Yeah.
Do clarity calls, they're like, they can't afford it. I just had a lady book to have an appointment.
Slow down. Here's what I mean. Everything about your marketing and sales, they're too reasonable. You're too much in your head. That's why you have that lid on. You're trying to be reasonable. But what you're selling is unreasonable. The transformation that you are providing to your clients is unreasonable. You just said that the science is limiting in many ways. So why not be unreasonable? Because your reason is saying that people can afford it. And yet you have people paying 20, 50, 100K to work with wizards and help them heal and transform. If you offer something to me for $2, but I'm not clear on the transformation, or I'm not 100% confident that this transformation will work, that I can also create that transformation, I'm not gonna buy it. Whether it's $2 or $20,000, I'm gonna say it's too expensive.
Again, it's getting clear on the messaging, which is my challenge.
It's not getting clear on the messaging, it's raising your confidence. That's what's missing. You're not creating that confidence in your conversations that they will achieve this transformation. That's why they're telling you it's too expensive. Or their health is too expensive. It's like they're saying that they can't afford $1,500, but if the doctors tells them that they need a $10,000 surgery, they find the money. Is that what you're telling me?
True.
Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you'd like an experience like this, I'm doing a 14-day free one-on-one coaching experience with me where I help you close more high-ticket clients. Check the link in the description.